channel. This video is going to be about how I study the Bible. I've had a few people ask me about this, especially over on Instagram, so I thought I would just share it here as a video and the products I use, the things I use to study, how I go throughout reading the Bible, and all of that. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I make videos on simple and faithful living, so if you are interested in homemaking, motherhood, or just simple living and my journey through that, please be sure to subscribe and let's get into the video. So a few things I like to use for studying my Bible would be the YouVersion app. I know a lot of people have this, but I like using that when I'm on the go, or if I'm needing to look up a verse or something very quickly, I like using that app. I also use it for audio Bible on the days that are really crazy and I don't get a chance to pick up my Bible. I like to listen to the audio Bible through that app. I also like to watch the Bible Project videos on YouTube. I know they have a podcast as well, and I've listened to that a little bit, but I mostly just watch the videos on YouTube. They go through the different books of the Bible, different concepts of the Bible. They have many different videos, and it really helps you look at the Bible in a new perspective, learn the history of maybe a book and the time frame that we do not know nowadays. It really helps us dig into the history of that and just look at the different books as a whole and then as a whole story throughout the Bible. And then when I am studying the Bible and there may be a passage or verse or something that I'm not really understanding and want a commentary on it, I like to go to the Enduring Word commentary. I just look it up online. They have a website and they go through every book and verse of the Bible and have a really good commentary on it. They give examples, they relate it back to other verses, they look at the history of it for that time frame in the Bible. So that really helps me understand passages or verses when I'm struggling to do so. So the Bible that I like to use is a ESV journaling Bible. This is what one page looks like that I have not journaled yet. So it has just the journaling lines on the side. I use this, I don't use another journal. I like keeping everything together in one place. Here is one that I have journaled out quite a bit. This is in the book of Esther. So here is another page that I journaled out, and I will get into all the different colors that I use, how I use them, the different format I use when journaling and marking down things in my Bible. So I normally go chapter by chapter. Sometimes I'll read two different books at a time, but most of the time, especially right now in this season of life, I will choose one book of the Bible and read through that and just study that out for myself. Again, I will use the commentaries or help if I need them, but most of the time I just like to sit down and read the Bible and not have any other distractions unless I am needing them. I will read through at my pace. I don't have like a set one chapter a day, 4 chapters a day. It just depends how much time I have, what the day is looking like. The free time that I have right now in this season of life looks different every single day, so I just read at my own pace. Sometimes that's half a chapter, sometimes that's 4 chapters. So normally how I study out a book of the Bible, I will just read through it chapter by chapter. I will mark down things that speak out to me, or when I'm needing some clarification on something I'm not understanding, I'll go to those guides that I talked about before. And then I have a highlighting system that I like to use for things that stand out to me. I just use normal highlighters. I've tried using the neutral highlighters that are out on the market these days. I just do not like the feel of them because they're kind of waxy. If you know of any highlighters that are like actual highlighters but are neutral colors, please let me know, because I have looked for them and I cannot find any that are actual highlights. So I just use like the neon colors. These are from Zebra. They're Bible highlighters. I've had these forever. These are the ones I've always used. And I will have everything linked below, all the products that I talk about, my Bible, and any of the commentaries and guides that I mentioned in this video will be linked below. So the highlighting system that I like to use, I use it by colors. I use pink for any notes that I take on my personal thoughts or reflection that is from my personal life. Sometimes when I read a certain verse or something, it really speaks to me or it reminds me of something in my life, or I get an idea from it, so I will mark that one with pink. And then green would be history that I find important, so something I find in a commentary that really helps me understand the passage that I'm reading, or maybe it relates back to another verse in a book of the Bible, so I will mark that in green. Purple would be God's love or His character in any way. If His love or character is shown in that verse or passage, I will mark it with purple. Blue would be anything that helps me understand the storyline of the book or the plot, or maybe the plot as a whole of the Bible. Anything that really helps the story play out, whether that's for a certain character that I'm studying out in the book of the Bible or the book of the Bible as a whole. I will mark that with blue. And then yellow would be any special verse that stands out to me that I want to mark and remember, but maybe it is a more popular one that you hear all the time and I don't have a lot of notes to take on it. but it still speaks to me, I will mark that one with yellow. So that is my highlighting guide that I go by normally. So what I will do, I will highlight the verse in, let's say, pink, and then whatever thought that I'm having or the reflection I'm having of that verse, I will journal it over to the side of the margin and then box that or circle that in my pen. I just use like a ballpoint pen whenever I'm taking notes. And then I will draw an arrow back sometimes, maybe do a bracket and draw an arrow to the bracket, and then highlight the lines or the box in pink as well. So I do that for all of the highlighting that I do. And then sometimes I use sticky notes for any kind of quote or something that really stands out. Maybe I need to make a list of someone's character or something that helps me understand the book or passage that I'm reading more, something that I get out of commentary. Usually if there's a quote I want to remember, I'll put it on a sticky note and put it on that page. Sometimes I also like to study out characters. As you see here in the book of Ruth, this one is really all marked up because I did a really in-depth study of this one because I wrote a study on Ruth and her character. I will have that link below if you want to check that out. Sometimes I really dive into someone's character and look at their character traits and reflect upon those. So when I do that, I will make a list of their character traits at the end of their life in the Bible or the end of the book, like Ruth would be at the end of the book. And then sometimes I will prayer journal. I just have a regular journal to do this with. Sometimes I'll do this at the end of the day, or maybe sometimes when I'm actually doing my quiet time. I will do it before or after, whatever I feel like I'm needing or the Lord's leading me to do. And I just jot down a prayer and just what I'm thinking and feeling and needing and asking God. We are all in different seasons of life, so if you can sit down and read your Bible for 3 hours a day, that is amazing. I say do it. But sometimes that is not possible for me. It used to when I was single, but now in my season of life, that does not really look practical all the time. So kind of getting creative with my quiet time, whether that's listening to worship music throughout the day, listening to an audio Bible when I'm not able to actually pick up my Bible because it's been a crazy day, or maybe just writing a quick prayer in my journal is all I can do. Someone woke up from his nap a little early, but just to wrap this up, do not feel guilty in the season you are in. It's okay if you cannot read your Bible for an hour a day or 30 minutes a day. The Lord understands that, and I believe He comes to women where they're at. I've talked about this many times. I may make a video especially on this topic. The Lord does come to women. You do not hear about them going up to the temple and worshiping during the feast days or any of that because they had to keep the homes. They had to watch after their children and get food prepared. They kept life running. So the Lord came to women, and He still does today. I do believe that men and women have different relationships with the Lord and different ways to strive to achieve those. So no matter what season of life you're in, just know that the Lord is not disappointed with you if you are not reading your Bible for hours a day. He understands, He sees you, and He comes to you where you're at. If you are still striving to serve Him and do His will and His ways in life, I think that's all He really asks for. So that is all for today's video. I hope that encouraged you a little bit and kind of showed you what I do in my season, even though some days it's crazy and I do not get to pick up my Bible all the time. I still try to study and have a relationship with the Lord. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.